That's it.
Welcome back, everyone. To the
Welcome back.
welcome back to the Roy Henderson podcast. Thank you to Roy for that stunning musical display. It
No
displayed
problem, Croy.
not only skill, but also talent and really a lot of skill. So with that
And
out
a
of
lot
the
of
way,
knowledge of all my tunes to
a lot of
synthesize them
a
all
lot
into
of
one coherent performance.
yes. Who needs iReal Pro when you just already know every piece of music ever written ever?
Actually, I wrote iReal. iReal
Oh,
is actually my tune. So
that's
yeah.
crazy. That's a good
You're
state.
welcome.
When's iReal 2 coming out though? That's my question.
Probably in like 50 years.
Okay, just get on that. We'll wait.
Yeah.
But that leads us to the topic of this discussion, which is a tier list of all the musical jazz standards in the world, at least only the ones that matter.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the only ones that actually matter.
Yeah. So has this ever been you? You walk into the gig, right? You walk into the bandstand, you're at the restaurant, you're at your local park, you're in your bedroom, your basement, your bathroom, wherever, and you're just like, what am I supposed to play now? Well, if you've ever thought that before, you're really honestly kind of an idiot because here we have compiled the only tunes you really ever need to worry about playing. If you've ever thought of playing a tune that's not one of these tunes, the fuck is wrong with you? What are you doing with your life?
But also, we're gonna probably rank some of these pretty low.
Yeah, so if you
but still play them.
still play them if you want. Shout out to our album if you want. But if you don't play these tunes and you play a different jazz standard, some other garbage standard made by some no name, no life, then what are you really doing with your life? What are you doing? Why are you doing anything? You really should just stop. Just stop and reconsider. Because today we're going to be telling you exactly which jazz standards to play, and we're going to tell you which ones are the best and which ones are the worst out of the only ones that matter.
And just our second disclaimer: everything we're about to say is, of course, completely true.
Yes.
So
yes.
anything that is said in this podcast is not opinion; it's fact.
Right. Yes, thank you so just like our instrument tier list and our, I believe our jazz saxophone tier list was also the same way. And if we didn't give that disclaimer in that video, well, we're giving it now. That everything in that video and in all our videos really is just pure fact. There's no opinion involved here. Everything here is, it's hard science, all right? It's objective, no subjectivity. These are the best and maybe not some of the best. But that's what we're going to find out today.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of our criteria that we're going to use for our viewers?
Yes. What are the rankings? Noi, why don't you give us some of your criteria, and then we'll give ours.
Okay, yeah. As the criteria expert, I say, well, the thing that's a little bit tricky is that I am more of a drummer. So I can't speak as strongly to the changes of these tunes because I don't fucking know them. But I can kind of glean when something is harmonically interesting and when melodies are pleasing and lead to more like interesting solo flying and you know also just how like excited I would be to play them. Like there's some on this list that I would not want to partake in the playing in, but like something like like Spain, where it's like it has like really interesting like roadmap. That's like one thing. It's like does it have like a cool and interesting form? Is it easy to follow? So I guess it would be probably like changes, solo ability of the changes, which probably you two would cover a little bit. Like the form complexity, like if it's simple, is it effective, and then if it's kind of more elaborate and complex, is it interesting? And then I don't know, I guess just like
How
the
it
head
tastes in your mouth.
itself.
Is it good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I was definitely going to say
mouthfeel.
mouthfeel, definitely.
Yeah. So we got probably like form, changes, and head, like the melody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think these are
So
very
like
good, yes, criteria.
not necessarily like rank each and then weigh them all against each other. I think that that's a little bit too elaborate for this many tunes, but
Right.
like definitely take all of them into account, if not equally, then like balanced against each other.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was thinking mostly in the realm of mouthfeel, which to me just
Mm.
means, is the tune fun? Is it fun to play for me? Do I enjoy it? Do other people I know enjoy it? And I know that might sound subjective and that might sound like, oh, that's just like your opinion, man. But actually, it's not. And so the sooner you get away from that, from thinking that, the better. Because yeah, this will be the definitive tier list.
Yeah, that's really a toxic mindset to just assume that just because someone's facts don't match your opinion, suddenly you think they're wrong. Like,
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
it's not a
inherently
good way,
selfish.
right? It's not a good thing to do. Um, yeah,
And you know,
so
it's not an easy task too. Like ranking all of the songs.
no, it's not. Absolutely. It's pretty it could be pretty difficult, pretty grueling. We're honestly taking a pretty huge responsibility and a huge burden here. So,
So
um,
comment thank you at
yeah,
the
you're
bottom.
here's a preemptive you're welcome, you know? We're all friends here. We're just trying to make the best content we can, you know? And if we have to suffer, so be it. So, with all that out of the way, why don't we jump into the first tune?
All right.
Which tune
What
do you boys want to do first?
do you want to pull a previous tier list thing and just kind of randomly grab them?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
Or
right.
we could go around in a circle. We can go Noi, Roy, Croy, and then that's how we will
Ooh. All right.
yeah. So why
All
don't
right.
Roy, why don't you kick things off here? Which tune would you like to review first?
Um, let's just do the one that I practiced most recently.
Okay.
Let's do Donna Lee.
Donnelly. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, fuck. Some of these text boxes are pretty hefty. All right.
Pretty thick
Very
We
boys.
heavy.
got Donnelly.
Donnelly. Okay. So Roy, why don't you lead us in here?
Yeah, so if we can sum up the entirety of Donna Lee into a couple sentences, it is a normally fast tune in the key of A flat. I once had the pleasure of playing it in the key of F. Don't ever fucking do that. Um, but other than that, yeah, it's a fast boy. Even though it's probably the name of a girl, and it was written by the very illustrious Charlie Porker. And
Charles Porkman.
yeah,
Charles.
Charles Porkman the 69th.
Yes.
The A section is really quite recognizable amongst all high school jazz musicians looking to flex.
Yeah, that's literally what I was just gonna say. Right. No, yeah, I was gonna. Donnelly is definitely the choice of many youngsters. You know, when they want to flex how fast they can play. Sometimes they might even have races for who can, who can who can play it the fastest, and they might even be doing that before a concert in the gym while there are people lined up already in the audience, which is definitely the ideal time to do that.
That's really where your superiority complex shines.
Right. Exactly.
And then they usually get to the part in the B section, and that's where they usually flub and completely fuck everything up.
That's when everything just falls apart. It's like it's not good. You don't want to be there when that happens. You're gonna feel some pretty hefty secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, but
It's
other than
not
that,
ideal.
other than the whole high school situation that Donnelly has provocated in the past 50 years,
Yes.
I would say it's a pretty okay tune. I don't like listening to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would agree with that. Donnelly is one of those ones where it's like I see it and it's like, oh, all right, well, I don't know about soloing over it, but I'll certainly play the head because I'm still an immature high schooler who likes to play things quickly. Looking at the remembering the changes which I have memorized.
Mhm.
you know, they're not the easiest in the world because A flat. Oh, wait a minute. That's actually not that bad. Wait, hold on a second. Uh, you know, it's a good song. It's really a song about family, and at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. Oh, I see
It's
now.
about Donna. It's about Donna and Lee falling in
It's,
love.
yeah,
It's really a romantic pairing made in heaven.
it is. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's a pretty fast song, as Roy has stated, but you could, if you wanted to, play it at 60 BPM. Should you do that? No, but you could if you wanted
If you
to.
want.
If you want. Yeah, you know, it's a classic, I think, written by John Coltrane or something. Good song.
Yeah.
Um,
This is
I
fact.
yeah, I feel like it was written by both Charlie Parker and John Coltrane.
It was,
They
it was a
collabed.
collaboration
Yeah,
shortly after Charlie Parker died.
they bonded over heroin. And that was kind of like their thing.
Charlie Coltrane.
But yeah, you know, Donna Lee is one of those ones where I don't really have any overwhelming feelings either of the other ways. I'm just like, it's a song that could be played if you wanted to play it, and it's nice to listen to.
Yeah, I definitely probably say I feel medium about it.
Mhm.
Leaning, um, leaning in favor. Like
Yeah.
I'd probably say, should we get into rankings now? Because I'm about to suggest my ranking.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, the
I'd
two fives are quite nice in this tune.
Yeah, they're very friendly for horn players.
Very true. I would say high B or mid A or low A. Like, you know. I could go anywhere A or B. I don't quite think it's an S tune, but
No.
I could go
No.
A.
I would say, yeah, I agree with the B ranking.
Yeah, I
I could
think
definitely
B is
say B.
suitable for a tune such as this that has
Yeah.
been slandered over the time.
By high schoolers, yes. A good song overall. Nice and quick. A bit of a pick me up if you need it after you play something boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time for sure.
Just so these don't all run into each other, I'll probably put a border. How do I do that? Border. There we go. Very cool. We'll give it that. Very good.
Nice and green for B. I like
Yeah.
it very
For B.
much. Good. This is good. All right.
Thank you.
Yes. Good job.
Thank you for
Noi,
the approval.
yes. What song would you like to review next, Noi?
Oh, okay. It's my turn.
Yes.
I would geez, looking at all the titles of these tunes, they're just really good, and all of them are the actual names. I
Yeah.
I kind of want to double down on the double time dope ass fucking, you know,
Yeah.
Cherokee.
Yeah.
Cherokee.
So I believe this tune also has a history of flexing.
Yes, this is
But-
another one where you might play it a little fast just to impress your
But-
friendos.
This one is more of the one where you flex on the solo rather than the head, and it's
Right.
also, as a drummer, ow, ow, it hurts.
Yeah.
See, this song, you know, it's nice and simple for the horn players up until a point. You know, the head or the A section rather is it's mostly in concert B flat. What you would say, you know, there are a few 2/5s in there that you know, differ slightly, but for the most part, it's quite diatonic. If I mean, my memory serves. However, the B section is really just the bane of, you know, people's existence unless they practice like nerds for it. And you know, unless they sweat it out, you know, unless they're just extremely sweaty people. Because then the B section, yeah, you're descending 2/5s, going from C sharp to B to A, and to me, that's just, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because now, as a horn player, now I'm playing with sharps, and that's not what I like to do. I don't like playing with sharps. I don't like having to think about the buttons that I'm pressing. I like to just press buttons and have it all work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, B flat's really like, you know, the chicken nuggets of the key
Yeah, it's
of the keys. Maybe a slight key tier list later.
Yeah, I think we could do that.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Regarding Cherokee, the A section, it's very flowing. It's very smooth. And then you get to the B section, and suddenly you have all these fucking keys that you have to worry about.
Right.
And it's really just like a stark contrast. It's like you finally see like who a toxic person like really is, you know? Like
It's
you
like
uncover the book cover, and then you find out all the horrible things inside of it.
right, exactly. You really find out Cherokee's full nature in those in that B section in those 16 bars. I think I don't know. I can't count very well, but it's just painful. It's painful for the horn players. It's painful for the drummers. Um, good
Yeah,
song though. Nice to listen
and
to.
that's why the soloists usually really try to get all their stuff out before the B section hits, you know? Like
Right,
even
exactly.
when they have to play the melody, sometimes they'll noodle around a little bit instead of just going like da 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 da. You know? Like
Very
I'm pretty sure
true.
you have not heard a single recording where they just play the fucking melody.
No, that's it. That's like the people don't do that. That's not
No,
what's
because
done.
they know once that B section hits, they've got nothing.
Right.
Got absolutely nothing.
Exactly. Two fives and all 12 keys. Who really needs it? Why not just two fives? Why not just play what you want? But you can't play what you want when the key is a nightmare. You just can't do that. And so for me personally, to jump the gun a little bit, that really brings the ranking down a little bit for me because Cherokee, it's nice to listen to. It's got good mouthfeel. I wouldn't be opposed to someone calling it at the jam session, but I would just always be thinking, fuck, what am I supposed to play here? Like, I don't know what the fuck B major is. Like, A major, you kidding me out here? G major, that's doable. That's doable. But the other keys, it's a bit much, and I'm pretty sure that's in concert key too, right? B A G, that's the order it goes.
Bag.
Bag, yeah. And while I am a fan of Bilbo Baggins, I can't say I'm a fan of this bag because it's just quite painful to play, especially on horn when it then becomes, or at least on B flat instruments, when it becomes C sharp B A, and that's just too many sharps to think about. It's not a good mouthfeel there, I gotta say.
And this is where I think we should bring in our third disclaimer, where we're actually experts on all these. We play all these standards in all 13 keys.
Yes.
So if anyone has the authority to speak on these standards, it would definitely be us three and us three alone.
Yeah, without a doubt there. That's definitely true.
I mean, yeah, I can play drums in all 24 keys. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, it's really not that hard, except if you're just bad at the instruments, which none of us are, and really no one else.
Yeah,
no one else
we're
is
really
good,
just
yeah.
speaking from the perspective of the average musician.
The average musician that's just better than all the others, I think, is the perspective.
Yeah, to make this more palatable for the viewers, we really just have to take things down many notches.
Right, yeah. We shield you from a lot, viewers. If you see this discussion in and of itself, it's heavily edited down because if we released our full discussion, you might just melt. So yeah, I mean, so with that, taking that into consideration, I would put Cherokee. I'm hovering between. I'm honestly, I'd say B tier because while it is a really good tune, classic tune, that B section, it's just not fun to play unless you're sweaty. In which case, you probably love it because all the other nerds at the jam session can't play it. But here you are practicing your two fives in every key, and you're like, "Oh, look at me, I'm fucking cool." But are you though? Are you? Are you cool if you practice your two fives in all 12 keys? Science says no.
Like, I'm really on the fence about like whether I like or don't like this tune. Like,
Yeah.
I could go A, B, or C, honestly. Like, it's like a flex song, definitely. But also like, Jesus Christ, it's like it's like a little bit boring. Like the melody is boring.
Yeah, it's not super exciting, no.
It's
But
not the
I
most
mean,
invigorating, inspiring melody.
Yeah.
It's almost like it kind of sounds like jazz parody to me. It's like parody to me. It's like da 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 da. It's like all right, all right, I don't care. Like later, you know.
Right.
But honestly, I would probably go more the C route.
Mhm.
But I would be down for B. Just for me, it's slightly more interesting. It's slightly less interesting than Donna Lee, but it's got a bit more like it's kind of like that easy to pick up, hard to master kind of thing. But
Right.
also, no, it's not because the B section is really hard. I don't
Right.
know what I'm talking about. Bye.
Yeah, I would actually put Cherokee a little lower than Donnelly too, because while they're both sweat songs played by sweaties, um, advocated by sweaties.
Right.
No one calls Cherokee at a jam session without the intention of trying to flex.
On the B section. Yeah,
On the B
exactly.
section, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
And the thing is,
So
they'll do it like so like immodestly too, or like they'll feign modesty, right? They're like, hey, I could go for some Cherokee. Like, lol, I'm not very good at the B section, lol, but we can still give it a try. And then you go there, and they're like, pulling out their Coltrane subs for the 2/5s, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? This is what the fuck. So it's not only sweaty, but it's
it's like toxic sweaty. It's like
yeah,
the
it's
sweat has
dishonest
poison.
sweat. Right, exactly. It's like
Yeah, like
if you're
Donnelly has like
yeah,
a fresh sweat.
yeah,
It's like the whole tune is like kind of fits together, and Cherokee's just like sweat and then really sweat.
exactly.
Yeah, it's just and sweat's just not a nice feeling to have. So I would put it in C.
Yeah, I could put it in C as well. I could see
All
that.
right. See,
You could see that.
to
I
see
could
it
yeah,
goes.
I could see that.
C for Cherokee.
It's nice to listen to, maybe once in a while, but it's also very oversaturated.
All
And
right.
it's not very fun to play if you're not completely sweaty.
Hmm. All right. Well then, Croy, what would you have for our next
All right,
deliberation?
we've been talking a lot about sweat, a lot about sweaty people doing sweaty things, and I think we might as well just talk about the ultimate sweaty song right out of the bat, and that's going to be "Giant Steps"
Oh,
by Yanni
oh,
Coltrane.
yeah.
So this might be an unpopular opinion.
Shit. Fuck.
Well, I mean, when I say opinion, I do mean fact, but this might be an unpopular opinion in that I really do think that Giant Steps is a bit overrated because in terms of listening to it, it's like, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to listen to, but is it really that much nicer than something that sounds like a little more coherent? And my answer to that would be not really. Very rarely will I think I'd like to hear some Giant Steps right now. Like, in fact, I don't think I've ever thought that ever in my entire life. Um, this is known as the ultimate sweat song. It's kind of a rite of passage to play over the Coltrane changes because they are quite famous or infamous depending on which way you look at it. But should it really be a rite of passage? It's just how much can you sweat? Like how much time are you willing to practice these changes that don't really sound much better than any other changes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I think the number of sweat glands that are present on your body is not a good indicator of how much jazz you are able to play.
Right,
It feels
exactly.
much more just like proof of concept. Like, hey guys, what if? And then it's like, all right, very cool. It's way more of like a Prodigy look at me song than like an actual recommendable thing for
Right.
someone to call for enjoyment of listening.
Not to
Yeah.
mention the fact that Giant Steps changes are actually stolen from the other tune, Have You Met Miss Jones, the B section.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Are you
Coltrane
serious?
got the idea from that other tune.
Oh my god. Plagiarism.
Yeah, I mean,
The circle of fifths is not a wacky concept.
um yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, no, this
Scandalous.
does modulate in minor thirds. Wait a second. Oh, that's nuts, dude. I didn't even realize that. Or sorry, major thirds. Did I say minor third? I meant major thirds. Anyway, speaking of the jam session, right? You're at the bandstand at your gig. Literally no one's calling Giant Steps without the intention to absolutely flex, and also maybe with the slight hope that someone in their band will say, actually, I can't really play that. every person who calls Giant Steps is really just waiting to hear those words because it gives them a feeling of false superiority. Because here you are, right? You're this, mid-20s. All you really do is just shed Coltrane changes for like 16 hours a day. That's really just your life. And what you want to hear is is other people not being able to play the song that you can play, because that makes you feel better than them, even though you're really not. Yeah, refer to the visual on screen if you really need any more confirmation. No pun intended.
Yeah.
No.
This got dark.
Yeah.
This got dark very very quickly.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Tommy Flanagan, for being subjected to this tune.
Yes.
Coltrane literally just walked in and he's like, "Let's record this thing," and he's like, "Oh wait, I should probably be able to review this with like what would happen with any other tune." And he just stumbles, and then Coltrane is just like,
Put it on the
"Release
record."
that shit."
Exactly.
Drop that EP.
And old flannel man is just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's I really think this is the song for all those jazz purists. They're calling it because they think that they're just so much cooler than anyone else. And also, I feel like this song also has very low appeal to people who maybe aren't so much into jazz. Like there are some songs on this list that could appeal just because they sound nice. But if you were to show a layman Giant Steps, they'd be like, "What the fuck is happening right now? What's going on?"
Also,
And
like,
then
this is
you have
only
to explain
impressive.
why it's so good.
Yeah, this isn't even impressive to like non-jazz people. They're like, "Oh, it just sounds like jazz."
Right.
They don't understand the chordal complexity. This is really just like, I don't know. This is like the Jacob Collier principle.
Yeah.
It's just like
the
you
equivalent of
have to.
It's like jacking
Yeah.
yourself off, like other jazz musicians. It's basically a big jazz circle jerk because that's the only person. Those are the only people who are going to get it.
Yeah, and then even then, it's just kind of like I said before, just like proof of concept. Like, can you do like augmented, chord changes thing, whatever?
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah,
yeah, you can.
yeah, you
I
can.
mean, like, really, what else can you talk about beyond that?
Yeah.
It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Just like Take 5. It's a gimmick.
Right.
All right,
Spoilers.
so I feel like, and just looking ahead, I feel like we're not feeling very great about this tune.
No, not particularly.
All right, well,
I would go C or D because I think it does have merit to it. It is a unique composition in that it's just kind of like this is what it is, and it was kind of the first of its kind in like being its own separate tune.
Right.
Like I get the Miss Jonesby section stealing, but this is like an entire piece that's dedicated to this kind of concept. So
yeah,
it was
it's unique,
kind of
but-
groundbreaking, but also not.
I mean,
Right.
I wouldn't even say groundbreaking. It's like it's unique, but like special, unique things are not always good.
Yeah.
Like, let's think of the spork. Like, how
That is
many
a
fuckers
good
use that
point.
thing nowadays?
Exactly. That's exactly.
That is, but
I literally haven't thought about the spork in years.
the spork is the macaroni and cheese utensil.
Oh yeah, I can see that too. Actually.
Oh my god! Wait, you're right.
Yeah.
That's what it was made for. It convinced me otherwise.
No. Yeah. I think that's actually.
Stab those
I
noodles.
can't.
Stab those
I've
noodles.
got
but cup 'em,
absolutely nothing.
Yeah. That's
and get the
that's true.
sauce, man. Get the
Get that
sauce,
sauce.
especially,
Yeah. Oh,
especially
wait a
like
minute.
shell macaroni and cheese.
Mm.
Where it's
my
got like the
God.
bechamel like cream sauce thing. So you
Oh
like
my
scoop
God.
up the cream and like God, now I just want Panera mac and cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. Me
Man, I
too.
haven't been there
Oh.
in so long.
Me neither. Okay. But anyway, so the spork is a very niche item, and I feel like Giant Steps could also be classified as such. I guess you could say that Giant Steps is the spork of jazz. Maybe that is something that one could say.
It's the one trick pony.
The one tree, right? Exactly. I
And
could
John Coltrane's solo ability is the mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's like it's good. It's real good. Like that's real good. But is it really? I mean, that's just what it is. It's nothing. It's not this huge overblown thing that people are making it out to be these days. Sometimes you just gotta think, should I really call Giant Steps at this jam session, or will I just
it's Flight of the Bumblebee. Giant Steps is Flight of the Bumblebee, but jazz.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so I could see it being C or D. Decent tune, very overexposed, very overplayed. It's got a bunch of gimmicks that it makes the replay value a little bit lessened. After you hear it for the first couple of times, you're kind of just like, okay, all right, that's fun, I guess. This is a nice little experiment. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
All right, so what are we feeling?
I feel like we gotta have some D contenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are on the D train,
We're
I'll
on the
go
D
there.
train.
All right, let's make it D.
E. Sorry, John.
Sorry, Jonathan.
Maybe we'll rate some of your other songs a little more highly. But Giant Steps, not today, sir. Not today.
All right, Roy, I believe it's your turn to pick.
It is my turn. I think we've railed on the sweats long enough. I feel like we should take a breath of fresh air.
Right. Take a giant step away from those songs.
Let's
Thank you.
Fuck, I only see sweaty dudes. Let's do some Spain.
Let's do some Spain. All right.
That is a sweat tune. But all right.
I understand that, but it's a different kind of sweat.
Yeah.
See, you sweat because it's really hot in Spain. That's why. I'm so funny.
Yeah. So this is a song by Chick China. And that is all I have to say. That is my funny joke for this segment. Thank you, everybody.
Very cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Roy, why don't you take us through Spain a little bit?
So Spain, surprise, surprise, was actually not written in Spain.
They don't have
Or
jazz
was
in
it?
Spain. They don't like jazz. They only like classical guitar.
Yeah. Okay, so Spain, the tune, not Spain, the country. Hold up. Google's moving real slow right now.
Uh-oh.
See, it's so obscure, you type Spain tune and it still doesn't show up.
Yeah, it's, Spain is one of those more lesser known gems. Ooh, spoilers for what I think of it, I suppose. But his real name isn't Chick. That's crazy. His real name is Armando. But that's such a cooler name. Armando
Korea.
Maybe he considers himself to be a chick magnet.
Oh, maybe that's
Spain.
what's going on.
The thing is that Spain is definitely his most popular song.
Yeah.
I would argue it's like Spain and then Armando's Roomba.
I've never even heard that one.
Whoa.
In fact, I think the only tune of his I've heard might be Spain.
Oh. How does Armando's Roomba go? I can hear it in my head, but I can't sing it. It's all right. Whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Spain.
You know the tune.
Yeah, it's Spain.
The viewer know this tune.
You already know it. Yeah.
All right.
It's a good tune. Spoiler alert. For what I think of it. It's got some really nice changes, really exotic changes. Maybe that's because it's trying to evoke Spain, which is not here in the United States, which is, basically
We don't have Spain here.
we don't have Spain. Yeah, I mean we've got Spain Light, we've got Mexico, but this song's called Spain. Not Mexico.
On the iReel, I mean, from my memory, it says it's actually in the Latin feel, which is kind of striking, given that it's why not a Spanish feel?
A Spanish, yeah. It's kind of some contradictions exist, but I mean Spain, it's got good changes. It's got a real nice change, pretty decent key. No, I can't say that with a straight face. Spain, the
is it
original
May?
key. It's in I think it's in B minor.
Oh,
Yeah, it's in B minor, concert B minor, which means that for all us B flat players, that's a nice C sharp minor, which is the
four
relative
sharps.
minor of E major. Yeah, so four sharps, which is not the
Yeah.
funnest thing in the world, and it also means that for all you E flat boys out there, that's going to be F sharp. Is that right?
That's almost
Uh,
yeah. The,
let me
yeah.
do the
No,
math
no,
real
no, no, no.
quick.
Sorry, G sharp, G sharp. Because
Yeah.
C sharp,
Well,
what's a fifth
it'll
above
it would
a
be
G
E
sharp?
flat.
It'd be what for E
It'd
flat?
be A flat.
A
A flat.
flat.
A
Yeah,
flat,
okay.
G sharp, E flat, whatever.
Yeah, which not the funnest key, I don't think. Um,
No, it's not fun.
yeah, it's not ideal.
And can we talk for a second about the form of the
Let's talk
piece?
let's talk about the form. Let's talk about the
Yeah, so
form.
the form, as it goes, tends to be very simple from the outside perspective
Mm.
when you look into it, but when you actually play it, you're suddenly like, wait, what the fuck? Are we on the bridge? Wait, are we going to the head? Wait, how many times do we play the head? Wait, what?
Yeah,
What the fuck? Where are we?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my solo, and then by then it's like four courses, and your time is up. You know, you're already
Everyone does it differently.
everyone's
yeah,
clapping for
exactly.
your lack of solo as the next person steps up in the jam session, and you just hang your head in shame as you walk down the steps, trying not to cry. Not true
Right.
experience.
Right. No, this has never happened to us ever
Yeah.
before. Never.
Even Chick Thailand, like he doesn't play at the same time twice in a row.
Yeah,
It's like always
sometimes.
it's
Yeah, the
always a little
recording,
bit
the
different.
recording with I think it's like a '90s recording on YouTube. They the original like performers of this tune miss the form multiple times.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, so to the viewers, in case you don't know, in case you're, some uncultured swine who has found our YouTube channel through happenstance, you have this part at the beginning. It's pretty good. It goes dun 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 dun
Da, da,
dun
da,
dun
da, da,
dun.
da.
It's a pretty spicy little intro. Usually people play that twice, but sometimes people just play it once, or they play it three times, or they don't play it, or it's just kind of unstandardized. And then you've got this part towards the middle-ish. This is a pretty famous part, I would think. This is like the trademark of Spain, the kind of the bread and butter, if you would, in which all the rhythm drops out, and it's just the melody where the audience sometimes claps around. It's dun 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 dun. It's a pretty good, it's a good segment.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
Yeah, the
dope.
melody really holds up.
yeah, the melody is very good. The
It
thing I
evokes
would say
the
is,
primal sense of the conquistadors.
yeah. See, I would describe Spain as, like if you take the segments on their own, it's really solid. The beginning's really solid. That the clapping part I just mentioned is really solid. The the melody over the solo changes are really solid, and the solo changes themselves are really solid and really easy to follow. It's just assembling those pieces sometimes, depending on the way you do it, it gets a little jumbled. And because so many people do it in so many different ways, it's like, wait, how are we doing this? I'm confused. This isn't like the last 5 times I've played this tune. This is completely different. What's the form? How is this going to work? Um, and so it does take a lot more coordination to pull off in a satisfactory way.
Yeah, I think chick North Korea should really do. I think what he should really do is create like a Lego instruction style for the form of
Right.
Spain, and just like openly publish it to IMSLP or wherever the fuck
Yeah,
for everyone to have one coherent form. But until
exactly.
then, it's just a mashup. It's a 2010 remix.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, like we mentioned before, the changes are very nice. To listen to play, maybe another story. I could see it on a C instrument. It's pretty fun to play, not too demanding. Just your B minor, two sharps, not too bad, not too bad. Um, but yeah, on horns, it's not the funnest to solo over because you've got to be thinking, okay, there's like, you know, 4 sharps here, 5 sharps here. This is not a super enjoyable experience, even though it could sound good. But like, let's be real, who practices in sharps when you're playing a horn? You know, the only acceptable keys are no sharps, 1 flat, 2 flats, maybe 1 sharp. And that's pushing it. But 3 sharps, 4 sharps, 5 sharps, that's
And
too many.
yeah, and there's a reason why in the recording it's like a vocalist, a lot of percussion, a flute, and a chick. So it's like
Yeah, they
kind
didn't
of
have
like
enough eye reels to supply to everyone, so a lot of them just have to comp on drums.
Right.
yeah.
In
But
fact,
like
yeah, sorry, one of the recordings that I listen to frequently, it's a big band from like the U.S. Airmen of Note or some bullshit like that, um, and they actually play the tune. I forget. I think it's yeah. They play it a half step down or
mm,
a half step up. I can't even remember what it is.
there's no shame in
A
that.
half step up. Yeah, they played a half step up because it's like a big band, you know, and you gotta cater to the horns. So for B flat instruments, it all of a sudden went from C sharp minor to D minor, which is so much more manageable. And for E
Mhm,
flat, that went from G sharp to A minor, which is obviously also much more manageable.
mhm. But going back to like the whole nature of the piece, like I kind of consider it like good giant steps. Like it's obviously tailored to Chick Corea. Like
Hmm.
he's kind of the one who's meant to play it. It's like a prodigy pianist flex piece. It's like him, Jesus Molina, other people, you know, other like piano gods. Like they're kind of the people who will be playing this.
Hmm.
Um, and then yeah, so for me, it's just kind of perfectly tailor made to Chick Corea's, you know, playing ability. And I don't
Right.
think that that makes it any less of a standard, but it also does because it's not very friendly to be something that you call because it's really something that you need to organize. So it's a very good like
Yeah.
set list piece, very good, very prepared. It needs to be like properly rehearsed.
Right.
But I do think that it's an extremely good piece.
Yeah.
I think that it is an amazing composition.
It is very
Maybe not a
fun.
great standard,
Yeah.
but I think it does get huge points for being like extremely harmonically interesting, very well written in the parts. I think everything about it is amazing, except for the confusion that the form causes.
Yes.
Okay,
I think that is a good summarization of my thoughts as well.
so I'm thinking like B,
Mhm.
maybe
Yeah,
A.
I could even see it in A.
I could see it in A2.
All right.
I,
I
A or
don't I
B
don't
for
really
me.
have many strong feelings about this tune.
Okay. Um,
I will
you
say
know,
though that if you call this tune in a jam, you'll probably get some like confused expressions, maybe a glare.
yes.
I it's just so good though.
Yeah, honestly,
I don't
this
know.
tune would be an S for me if it weren't for like the problems that the form causes and for its like lack of portability, you know,
But yeah,
like you guys are saying.
look at the title of the tier list. It says standard tier list. So it's jazz
Yes,
standard tier list and
right.
not anything else.
Yeah.
So I think it does lose a little bit of points as a standard for being such a like a it needs to be like a set list piece. So I would say that only takes it down one peg though because I
Hmm.
am very biased towards the song because I've listened to it probably like 4 times this week.
Yes. It's a good
Um,
song. It's a good song.
yeah.
All right.
So
A tier?
would be we down for A?
Yeah, I'll
A
defer to
is
the majority.
All
A is
right, all right,
nice.
all
Get
right.
our first A contender. Yeah.
Spain,
Spain. Spine.
All right.
sprain.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Unless you're
Okay.
sweaty, then by all means.
Yeah.
All
All right,
right.
I believe the
So
floor belongs to Noi.
all right. Let's go. Let's go record a May, boys.
All
Let's go for
right.
the
All
good old
right.
record a May.
Get some Recordame in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so if you haven't already heard by my illustrious solo at the intro, this is one of my favorite standards.
Yeah,
And
you flexed your ability hard there.
I know like this should be a factual like podcast tier list, but I am heavily factually biased towards putting this in S tier.
I agree. Let's talk about all the reasons why Recordame is just a good song. It's just a
Yeah.
good song.
Is it in C major?
It is in yes,
in
or
A
it's in
minor.
concert A minor. So C
Okay,
major
yeah.
basically, yeah.
Yeah. And also, let's talk about the person who wrote it, Joe Henderson. What is our Welcome to the Roy Henderson podcast. Like, hello, where the fuck do you think you are? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so we admit that there's a bias. However, given that everything is already factual, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, let's just talk about, you know, why don't we tackle the chords first? You know, let's tackle the harmonics of this song. You know, first four bars, you know, concert A minor, pretty good, nice good feeling, bit of a bossa nova kind of feel, Latin feel. You can really play it how you want. But then, you know, after those first four bars, you go into I think a C minor. I'm trying to transpose in my brain, C minor. Okay. And you know, it just gets a little spicy. It's like, oh, that's dramatic. That's going from A minor to C minor. That's like, oh, okay, I can get on board with that. I'm interested. What are you gonna do for me now? And then here's what it does for you now. It goes into some descending 2/5s, and it sounds really good. You know, that's really all I can say.
It just
I
feels
think-
like you're wandering through you know, I don't know. It feels like you're wandering. You're kind of meandering.
Yeah. I see what you're going on, like a journey in and of
It's
itself.
like it's happy.
Right.
It's
You know,
adventurous.
actually, I think you could extrapolate and superimpose the hero's journey arc onto Recordame. You know, during those
Let's not due to the length of the is.
But you could if you
But
wanted
you could.
to. You could if you were so inclined. You know, it's just a good song. It's just a good song.
Yeah, there's really nothing else to it, and the melody, like, like holy fuck, like
Yeah.
I still get
Oh my
chills.
It's just a solid. It's good key for horn players. You know, not annoying to play in the slightest. In fact, it only gets better as the song progresses. Up until a point when it does get, you know, slightly iffy, but really you can still play just what you want, and it sounds pretty decent.
Yeah. So S tier.
I put that in S tier. It's a good song.
It's compact. You know,
It gets the job done.
16 bars. It does what a tune should do in 16 bars than what most tunes do in 64.
Right. And, you know, it does get a large audience approval, even audiences that might not necessarily be jazz listeners. You know, they might just be really drunk and sitting in an audience watching like a high school talent show and really not know what they're listening to, but they'll still clap. You know, they'll still do that for you because it's just a good song.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know it's your turn. Your turn, Koi or Choi. I don't even remember. But it's like look at our distribution.
Uh-huh.
I really like what we have going on. So
That is pretty good.
if maybe
We
should kind of like pick like a leading you know, but that's just I don't want to influence you, but my it would be very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
in my
why
brain.
don't we tackle just a jazz standard that everyone loves to hear? A little tune by the name of Boplicity.
Yeah.
just a really good
I wonder
song.
where this will go.
I also wonder this as well. Boplicity, you know, Boplicity. Oh God,
City.
just saying it hurts my soul a little bit, you know, because I'm looking at the words right now. I'm like, that's just gross. You hear that. Yeah, well, maybe, but no. because Boplicity is definitely worse than that song. Boplicity, it starts off kind of slow. In a lot of ways, Boplicity reminds me of just like a southern hillbilly, just like kind of happy to be alive, but he doesn't realize that everyone else in the world thinks he's just the worst thing in the world, you know? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
To our viewers, if you are such a demographic, please don't be offended.
Please do be offended. I meant that. Oh, no. No. Just like, oh, why would you listen to that? Like, it's so slow. It's like, it puts me to sleep just listening to it.
Can you imagine like having a single horn player play this head?
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound good.
Like it needs the good sounding chords of a full ass big band for it to be passable, palatable.
Yeah, and it's just like the choruses, they don't sound really that great on their own either. Like the head doesn't sound great. The melody, it's not
you
great.
Just count like a million 2-5-1s to F. Like, could you really be less original?
Right. Yeah. No. It's just. I don't understand it. It's not fun, and really it just comes down to fun. So maybe somewhat surprisingly, but I would rank this song as an F tier song.
Also, should we remove the F flat? Because I feel like that's kind of unnecessary. That was really just made for viola.
We have one contender. It's the one that's spelled wrong.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Let's keep it.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot. All right.
Yeah.
So we feel
the F
I
tier.
really don't want to waste more time on this tune.
Yeah, honestly, I don't need, like, we've already kind of given it a little too much thought.
But yeah,
as soon as we started the podcast, it should have already been there.
We should have presupposed that.
I did play Tenor 2 for this song, and it sucked, and I hated it.
Tenor 1 sucked for this song as well.
Wait. Were we...
I think we also played this in a different... I think we played this a couple of times in...
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Both parts suck because really
I either played the first or second part, and it it is.
I think we played the first part. We were at second.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
But I'm sure the second part was also garbage because the first part was also garbage.
Very true. Oh yeah, I never was second. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Public. All right. And what's next? Roy.
Are we looking to fill the F flat?
Can we just
whatever. Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
All right.
I think you know which one to pull.
All right. So
we got this bad boy. And I mean, what more should be said about solitaire confinement beyond the fact that it's so bad you don't even know what the fuck this tune is?
That's just so true in every conceivable way. You're looking at the sheet music and you're like, I don't really know what this is.
You probably opened another tab, like, what the fuck is solitaire confinement? And let me tell you, please close that tab as soon as you possibly can.
You don't want it. You really don't. A cursory search on Amazon shows that no one has bought this.
Is that even right?
I don't think so.
Wait, I can't find anything.
Yeah,
I looked up solitary confinement jazz, and I literally can't find anything.
What about on JW
Yeah,
Pepper?
well,
I think that's
I think you can only find it on JW.
Here,
Christ, nobody plays this.
It's just one of those songs where you're like, is this a real song?
Yeah, and you might be wondering, like, well, does this even count as a jazz standard if it's not a standard and no one plays it? And
right.
To that, we say, yes.
Don't question us. We know what's best. It's fine. It's just one of those songs where it's like, one, it's not enjoyable to listen to. 2, it's not enjoyable to play. 3, it's especially not enjoyable to solo over. Let me see if I can't get a little bit of a sample going. Yeah, here we go. Here's some sound. Are you guys getting that loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a little bit of this song. You know, kind of just pure garbage. In
I
really
really
every
like the
sense.
melody. I really like the melody, and I really like that I could probably sing it right now, even though I won't. But I could definitely sing it right back to you.
Yeah.
Just give
No.
me a
Yeah.
week.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All the best jazz standards, you can look at them, you can look at the head, and maybe, depending on how proficient you are at sight reading, get it within like instantly or, within a few minutes of light noodling. But this is one of those songs where it's like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I playing this? What is this note doing here? And that's only when you're trying to learn your part. When you're playing your part in the context of all the other parts, your part sounds wrong. And that's really not really that conducive to making a good song. Um, and we know for a fact that at least one song is better, and that is Gordon Goodwin's esteemed Samba del Gringo. In fact, that song might even replace this song in some capacity in the future. But just really an overall garbage song, and you don't want to be playing it. You don't want to be hearing it. You definitely don't want to be soloing over it. So why does it even exist?
All right. So now it's my turn to pick a song. So did you guys get my funny joke where I just put it in the bottom tier?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't. There's no discussion.
Croy, your mic's getting a little soft there.
Uh-oh. Is it still a little soft?
I think he blew it out with the great jazz.
Oh my goodness. Did I actually break my mic?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
You're just a tiny bit softer.
Okay.
Probably just the compressor needs to chill for a second.
Yeah, I hope I don't. That would honestly be kind of like the worst thing, breaking my mic for solitary confinement.
I can hear him fine. What about you, Roy?
All right,
I can hear him, but it's very quiet.
a little bit. Is that better?
Oh, that's so much better.
Okay, cool.
God, I've never missed your voice this much till now.
Oh, this is heartwarming. Truly epic.
Yeah.
Okay, so very cool. That might be a little too much. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. How is this?
That's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Noah, what do you got for us?
Thank you. So
I said Noy.
all right.
Noy. Sound like your name sounds at all similar to that name.
Yeah.
Because your
Let's
name
talk
is
about it
similar.
more.
It is Noy.
Yeah.
This whole
Yeah.
fight out.
No. Okay. Let's do There Will Never Be Another Michael Brecker.
Oh my god. Oh my
right.
god. All right. Okay. We're doing this. We're okay. All right. I'm very biased towards this song. This is perhaps
Me
my
too.
favorite of the jazz standards.
Yeah.
Who's yelling?
Some people are very excited outside my window. They're really having a great time out there.
They're a big fan of There Will Never Be Another You as well.
I think so. Yeah, I think they want us. They want to listen to it.
Man, your house is surrounded by our fans.
It's a privilege and it's a terror at the same time. It's good, but yeah, no, There Will Never Be Another You. But
Yeah, B flat. Yeah.
yeah, it's a good song. Good song, good key. The melody. Let's talk about the melody for a little bit. It's really catchy. It's not only catchy, it sounds nice. Not only sounds nice, but it's pretty catchy. I really like how the form is very simple. Like you could think of it as having like an A section and like a I don't know. It's difficult because basically you could think of it as like 16 bars repeated with like a very long first and second ending. But it sounds very distinct, like the two endings, the one ending leads into the repeat. It's a nice change of pace. I believe it modulates slightly, like instead of being in concert E flat, it goes to concert C. I think wait, is that right? No, wait.
Oh wait, shit. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, it's in concert. It's in concert A flat, right?
It's in concert E flat.
Wait,
And then it
really?
modulates. Yeah, it's in concert E flat, and then it modulates for 2 bars to concert B flat, kind of. Um, on that F7 in the first ending, but it provides like a very welcome change of pace because it's it's changing a few of the notes up, and it keeps things very spicy, but it leads really well back into the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you
Oh,
so much.
oh no.
Yeah, I just want to take a little bit of a look at this majesty.
A little bit of a
That
look
was
see.
not it.
Just a reminder, if your jazz standard did not make it into the running for our tier list, it is not worth playing. So, the majority of the real book, you should probably just throw it out, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. No!
I think you might have to scroll down for a while. I think there's a lot of T's. Oh, wait, never mind.
What?
Wait.
There.
Didn't we already see that one? I could have sworn we
There.
just... Okay.
There we go.
Ah,
Beautiful.
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 by Warren
Oh, is
Slash
it
Gordon.
it is an E flat. All right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's I very much enjoy it. The first 2 bars are in E flat in that, in the home key, and then we minor 2-5 down to C minor, which is the relative minor of E flat. And so it's like we're home, but are we really home? Like, this is kind of weird. And then it just kind of it takes you on this whole journey, a musical journey. And I would describe it as just an instant classic, a classic which keeps on delivering all these years later. Like, anytime, if someone ever calls There Will Never Be Another You at jam session, I'm going to be smiling and I'm going to be like, hell yeah, let's do it. I'm listening to every version of this song. It's just a good jazz standard.
Yeah.
Bro, it even has its like ranking right here. It says up. So it's at a really high ranking already.
Right. It already knows.
It's
it's going up there. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think there's much to be said about this one then.
Yeah, S tier for shizzle.
Let's just do it, boys. Our first double whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It happens to be the S tier.
Yeah. Because jazz is good.
Jazz is good. Let there always be jazz.
Mm.
That's
All right.
what Jesus said. He said, "Let there be jazz," and that was Jesus and not God, I think.
Yeah. Well, Jesus.
Yeah.
He was a big jazz fan. He got it done. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why don't we do Scrapple from the Crapple?
Yeah. The big crapple.
The big
That's what they
Crapple.
call it.
I understand
That's
you
what
have
they
some
call
experience with this tune, Croy.
Well, yeah, we it's I've been around the block when it comes to this tune. For all of our listeners who are maybe a little dumb and don't get the joke, the song is actually called Scrabble from the Apple, not Scrabble from the Crapple. But this is just a funny joke. Yeah, it's what can be said about Scrabble from the Crapple? It's Scrabble from the Apple. It's. I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of this tune, and that mostly, that might be a bit of a hot take. Yeah, it might be because of like the unfriendliness of the bridge section. See, this is another one of those songs where the bridge is like, "Hey, how many sharps are you able to play?" And as a horn player, and a lazy horn player at that, my answer is not many. One, maybe two. But Scrabble asks quite a lot from the players, and it demands a little bit more than that. Good melody. I will say.
I will say. Just let me just intrude.
Yes.
I really, really think that it's cool that there's a solo break in the middle of the head. that to me is actually cool. Okay, go on.
Yeah, it's just the key, you know. It's the constant changing of the key in that solo break. You know, and also you kind of got to coordinate that from the beginning, or else two people will try to take it, or no one will take it. Um, you know, not speaking from experience whatsoever. Every time that Scrabble from the Apple has ever been played by me and my cohorts, it's just gone absolutely perfectly, 100%, no issues.
Me drum, me go, whoa.
Yeah.
He's solo in the head. That is whoa.
That is so cool,
Me
jazz.
drum, me go, wow. So,
Yeah, it sounds good. It's fun to play, but it's just the key is just it's just bringing it down a little bit for me. Like I'll always jump for joy when I hear it played, but if someone were to call it at the jam session, I'd be like, okay, all right, you know, that's fine. It's not my favorite tune. Certainly not my least favorite. Certainly not. But yeah, no, just the overall key makes it, the key of the bridge section makes it a little bit troublesome for me.
this, however, I will say that this tune is probably my favorite stit recording, and it's where he's on alto. And I just came across it, and I was like, that is some delicious playing. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, he is a fine saxophonist. Where did we put him in the saxophonist tier list? I don't even remember, but I hope
He
it
was
high.
S. He was
Okay,
definitely S.
Good.
Okay.
Good. That's good. He definitely deserves that. Yeah, that is a really great recording for sure.
Yeah, so I'm feeling A, maybe B.
I agree.
Yeah,
Croy,
I think
you will be the one.
I would put it in S, except for just like the bridge for me is just very, very unsavory. So yeah, why don't we slap that boy in A?
All right, slap that bad boy.
Yeah,
Slap him. There we
slap
go.
him real good, real hard, but not too hard.
Oh, so it's my turn.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to do let's get B flat blues minor. Let's take that out. Let's take that out.
A classic, an absolute classic.
I mean, okay, so
minor.
I'm sure my experience with this tune reflects the many, as in literally everybody else on the planet that has ever tried to learn this genre.
Right.
It's your first jazz lesson. You're sitting in a quiet, small room with your jazz teacher, and okay, adult. And you're sitting very close. It's like maybe 1 foot away. Like it's like, you know, COVID like did not age this very well. This experience very well. He turns to you and he's like, "Have you ever improvised before?" And you say, "I think I have." Like, does my solo in middle school on like Georgia on My Mind, does that count? And then he slowly turns his head. No, that does not count, Billy. Okay, and then he pulls this tune out from his jacket pocket, and he tells you, "Go ahead, play anything in B flat." And then you're slowly sweating. Your hands are you're calming up. Your palms are sweaty. Your arms are heavy. and whatever the fuck came out of your horn, he compliments it. He's like, "Wow, that was very good. How did you do that?"
He goes, oh fuck. He goes, and you're like, wow,
yeah.
Cool.
Okay, but needless to say, this is the catalyst usually for everybody's first steps into the strange world that is jazz music. Described like almost way too explicitly.
Yeah, no, that was a good story. It had its moments. But B flat blue are we thinking of like a particular head for this one, or just like
No.
No, it's just a B flat blues.
They turn on the Aberson backing track and then they just let you go at it.
Just the standard stock iReal Pro backing, and you're just like, all right, okay.
And the bass just goes doo 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 Do.
Oh, and there's a second part. And after, okay, so this is episode 2 of the story. And then
Okay.
after your first attempt, where you like play a horrendously, absolutely terrible, like you can't even call it a solo. It's just a string of unrelated garbage. He turns to you and he says, "Have you ever heard of the blues scale?" And this is the pitfall that most musicians fall in, usually for the rest of their life. So yeah, that's just another anecdote.
Yeah. The B flat blues. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on this one because in my mind, I don't think I've ever played a B flat blues minor.
Really?
Maybe
I don't know what this means. I don't know. Is there a B flat blues major?
it's a minor.
This isn't
It's a minor
blues, like-
blues in B flat. Minor blues are different from major blues because they are minor, not major. I think.
Yeah. So I was in my drum lesson and this guy said, "Have you ever played B flat blues?" And I said, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Okay, play along to this." And I play. And he's like, "Okay, you win." And I passed. So I have played B flat blues before. So what are we ranking this, boys?
I don't even know.
I
I don't know either.
Why don't
Why don't we
Roy,
bring in an
since you-
expert?
who's the expert? Do we have a special guest?
I mean, we could probably find one through Google and get a fourth opinion.
We could let's Google is B flat blues Pren's minor
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and then search up the images.
Screw it. Chick Japan is B flat blues good.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, and we have our expert.
We got BB King.
BB King.
Yeah, is BB King in the chat here with us today?
BB King, I don't think I did reach out to him as well as many other jazz musicians, but unfortunately, none of them got back to me.
Yeah,
I think,
actually,
our podcast.
wait, no, he's here. He's in my house.
Oh, you got back to. Oh, great. Okay.
Actually, I intended for my name to be called B flat King, so I believe that I am extremely qualified to talk about this. B flat King. Is me. And, B flat blues is real good.
What
I
tier?
mean,
would
wow,
you put it
I
in,
can't
Mr.
believe we're
King?
actually talking to the king of the B flat blues.
This is
Yeah,
incredible. Simply incredible.
Wait, what are you doing? I'll just take this. Wait, no. What the fuck? He's,
no.
Okay, he's at my computer. He's just No, that's not how this
Oh.
works. That's just not how this works. Wait, what? No.
Oh, no.
Why are you
BB
bolding
King,
it?
He's
All right.
he's
We're
changing the
getting
format.
Right, dude.
by
Oh,
BB
no.
King.
What's happening? That's not even the right color. What? Okay. God, you shifted the thing too. Like the things don't line up. Okay, thank you for realigning it, B flat. Dude, it's not even okay. Okay, he's just undoing everything. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, he's actually deleting it. He's like actually really
it's
mad.
Oh no. B flat King doesn't
Okay,
like us
what?
taking his music. That was a very interesting turn of events.
All
Can we put
right.
that in the title?
Is he out of your house?
BB King crashes our tier list recording session.
I don't know, dude. He wasn't even wearing a mask. It's like super rude.
Dude, that is kind of rude, actually. If I'm
No,
being
that's
honest.
pretty sus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
should I go get tested now?
I think no, you're probably fine. I mean,
I think
you know,
I don't think COVID existed back in the time of. Or
Yes,
did it?
he would.
Is B flat Blues King still alive?
Is he a time traveler?
I'm really worried that like me looking him up summoned him, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, maybe we should just get that out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Do we
whose
want
turn
to?
is it now?
I guess yeah.
Alright.
Let's just. Noi, I think if you're recovered from your ordeal, you might want to. I think it's your turn to pick.
Yeah,
but,
I know you might have had a house invader, but I don't see that as a reason to stop the podcast.
Yeah,
now.
neither I don't either. The bills gotta be paid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like really shaken up.
Yeah, I mean, just deal with
Okay.
it, I guess.
My
Yeah,
guitar
it's
is gone.
Man's gotta play.
Dude, what? Wait, no, it's here. What the? Dude, what? He broke one of the strings on my guitar.
Was it the B flat
Do you
string?
hear that? Wait. Eddie always drinks Guinness. I don't know. But dude, it's like, can you hear that? Like, this is a loose string on my guitar. He actually fucking broke it.
BB King, how could you? That's so rude. Break into a man's house, not wear a mask, fine. But breaking a man's string on his guitar, that's going a little too far.
That's where we draw the line.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Okay, I'm fucking pissed, guys. Wait. All right. Shit.
Right, that is
fine.
kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, but we still need you to.
Speaking of BB. Speaking of BB.
Blue Bossa. Oh boy! All right.
I mean, where do you even begin with something like this?
Where do you begin? I don't know. I don't know what to say for this one. Like, it's Blue Bossa. It's the song. Literally every human on the earth, even starving children in Cambodia, know Blue Bossa. It's just, it's. I don't even know what to say for it.
All right.
So B tier?
No.
Okay.
I would be down. I would be down for D or F. If you guys are fucking crazy, maybe
I don't
C.
see it. I don't see it contend though with.
But
with
B for Blue Bossa.
the Shadow Realm.
The Shadow.
The Shadow Realm, like that is untouchable. Like I can't even that would be an insult to Blue Bossa to put it there.
It belongs to solitary confinement. Okay, all right. We can put it with giant steps. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because that's the blue tier and Blue Bossa. And
it does.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We got to make it blue. All right.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to talk about Blue Bossa.
Yeah, I really don't either.
Croy.
Okay, so this will probably be the final song for this portion for the first part of this epic multi-part tier list. So why don't we can end it with the season finale's got to be good. It's got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we pick let's just end with everyone's favorite, Caravan.
All right.
Caravan is a spicy song. It is depending. So, for me, Caravan is a bit inconsistent in terms of recordings because there are some that I've heard that are kind of like, all right, this is decent. This is okay. Some that I've heard that are just flat out like just not really that good, and then others that are just like, holy shit, this is fucking what jazz is supposed to be. And so if we just take the height of Caravan, then I would say Caravan is just a very fun song to play. The first, I think the A section is just like a vamp in concert F minor. I think, which is a very friendly key for horn players and for rhythm players alike. The drum beat is very interesting. You call Caravan to break up the monotony. If people are calling all these straight ahead bop tunes and you're just like, you know what, let's play a little bit of Caravan in there. It really does serve to break up the monotony of everything.
Yeah, exactly. And, the chords, they don't change very much, which to a horn player is fucking fantastic.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
There really are. Let's count the chord changes. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the entire 32 bar form. It really,
Yeah.
it's like
I did a solo transcription of a trumpet player playing this.
uh,
So sorry that I can't remember the name, but it was for my jazz study theory class.
mhm.
At your completely anonymous university.
Yes, 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 yes,
If it
yes.
even is a
Or it could
university.
be a college, or it could be
High school, middle
anything.
school,
I
elementary
could be
school.
I could be British, and it could be um. So yeah, but yeah, I did a solo transcription, and my instructor was like, "Don't even bother writing the changes because it's basically just one key, and that's the chord. that's that's the key is the chord.
That is a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking
So
at it, it's just like pretty much one key for the first 16 bars. And then
yeah.
for the bridge, it's just a series of descending, uh, just dominance to dominance, descending by fifths. So you get your F7, your B flat 7, and then your E flat 7, and then finally resolving to an A flat 6, which is just the major, like an A flat 6 is basically just an F minor. So it's literally all really just kind of in F minor, except for like three other chords, which are very close in key to F minor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, oh, hey,
I'm
there's that
not
song I was talking about. Anyways,
fucking shit, dude.
did it?
I can't find it.
Oh
Wait,
my
is this one just
God,
called Korea? Oh my god.
Korea, Captain
Avenger.
Marvel. Wait a minute, that's in my Marvel
Yeah.
film. Um, yeah. So
All
another
right,
thing
screw
worth bringing
this.
up is that it's in one key, but that by no means means that by no means yeah, I guess that's right. No means means that it's like bland. It's not bland. It's not stale, because the key that it is in, it's like, voiced in such a way that you can play a lot of really cool stuff over it. If you want to keep it real cool, you could play some like harmonic minor stuff. You could play some
Mm-hmm.
just normal minor stuff. You could get real fancy with the song, and like a lot of it will work just because of the vamp nature of the form, where it's like, all right, we're sitting on this chord for a while. Let's just shoot a bunch of stuff on the wall, see what sticks, see what doesn't. It probably won't though, because it'll probably honestly sound pretty good as long as you're like somewhat playing the right stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And
it's kind of. Oh yeah, sorry.
oh, what, I was just gonna say playing out on a tune that's extremely vampy like this, like still gives leeway to the sweats in some ways,
Right.
but at the same time it's still palatable to the audience because that's kind of what it goes for sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
And
when the
that
sweats play out, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Just play the goddamn chord changes. But for this song, because it is a vamp, it's like, okay, all right, this is fine.
that leads kind of into my point that this is kind of like a drummer flex song. Like the most notable, there are like two. There's that God, I'm forgetting the two Barry saxophonists who played it. Like that one recording that you showed me, Croy.
Softly Morning
Um,
Sunrise.
no, the Caravan recording
Oh,
with
oh,
the two
gotcha,
Barry
gotcha.
sax. Was it was
Yeah,
it was
that's
it
Ronnie
Cuber
Cuber,
and
Brignola.
yeah, Cuber and Brignola. Yeah,
Yeah,
they them as a duo playing on this. That was pretty sweaty.
yeah.
And then Buddy Rich as the band leader for his band, playing Caravan, and he just does his chops thing where he just plays the longest roll on the snare drum, and everybody's like, "Whoa!" Um, but yeah, it's a very sweaty drum song for like a Latin song. It's like you don't really associate like a because it's like it's pretty Latin. It's like I don't know if it's like I don't know how to describe it stylistically, but it's like I don't know. you don't usually associate like Latin with choppy. It's more like ooh, like cool independence. But Caravan kind of lends itself to like a thing with the drums. You know,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Very well articulated by
Well,
me,
I mean,
Noi.
one of the more famous arrangements of Caravan is the one from that one movie, Whiplash,
Yeah, yeah.
which is a drummer. That entire arrangement is basically made for the drums. I think it's a pretty solid arrangement overall too. Like I very much
Yeah,
enjoyed
me too.
the big band aspect of it. In fact, that actually might be one of my favorite arrangements. Is very nice to listen to. Um, but yeah, Caravan, I think you get the idea. It's a solid song. It could be a bit sweaty, but it could really just be whatever you want. It is what the player chooses it to be. It's a very open canvas.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking? We thinking A tier? We thinking what are we thinking here?
I don't feel as strongly that it should be competing with Record a May or There'll Never Be like I feel like it's
I agree.
a step down from that.
Okay.
I agree. It gives me kind of Spain vibes a little bit, but with like
yeah, that's true.
a little bit less. It's like got like kind of a roadmap thing going on. It's less confusing, but it's also just a little bit less interesting.
Yeah,
I would still love to play Caravan if someone called it like all these S to B tiers. I'd be cool with that. C is like a little like okay. I mean, I'd still do it. And then D to Shadow Realm is just like, are you fucking kidding me?
right.
Yeah. So we do an A.
I feel A. Yeah,
Sure.
I think A is a really
I feel
good.
I feel very comfortable with this.
Yeah, I feel like it is. You're right. It is a lot like Spain, but I feel like it's a lot more serious. It takes itself more serious than Spain. Like Spain feels very like fun to me. I don't know if that is coherent at all, but
Yeah.
Spain is like it's a good time. Caravan is also a good time, but it's a little more. It's like all right, let's get a little bit serious now. Let's get a little bit serious.
It's a little bit more friendly as a standard. It's a little bit more realized as a standard.
Right.
Yeah. With that, I think that wraps up our part one. So
that wraps up part one. Thanks for watching.
We've
These are facts,
established
not
each of the
opinions.
tiers, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave your suggestions for the tier list in the comments, and we definitely will not read them because you are not right. We are right. If you say something in the comments and it turns out that you're wrong, boy, are you going to be super embarrassed. So might as well. We'll still leave the comments because that gives us good leeway with the algorithm.
I will shame you on 7 accounts. I have 7 YouTube accounts, and I will shame you with all of them.
Yeah, it's got to be done. So comment at your own risk, but definitely do comment.
Yeah. Tell us how good we did.
Yeah, I mean,
don't tell us how bad we did though, because that's obviously not true.
Right? No,
tell us how smart and attractive and cool and good at things we are, and also just tell us that you love us, but you gotta mean it, and also
you gotta mean it.
Yeah.
Go to our Patreon. We don't yet have a Patreon, but make
one for us.
Create one.
Send us the account details, and we will maybe check it out.
Yeah. Drop money in there, lots, as much as probably more than you can handle. Make it worth our while, please. But with that, thanks for watching. I guess we really should be saying you're welcome for watching, because this is really just
you're welcome for watching our own podcast to us.
I mean, the stuff you take away from this podcast, it's like, this is invaluable information, and we're giving it away free of charge out of the goodness of our hearts. Just make sure you pay us on Patreon once you start that for us. But goodbye until the next time.
Goodbye.